At PAX Prime 2012, the stay-at-home dad gamer was able to play Devil May Cry, the new one from Capcom. While Dante, I still don't like his look. You know, his because he just, I don't know, he doesn't look like Dante. I feel like this is, I've stated this before, this is how Nero should have looked, because then Nero would look different from Dante. But I digress. Dante looks weird, still has the same kind of cocky attitude, which I think really fits. The game might be a little bit more colorful and I would say artsy, more so than the original Devil May Cry's. I would kind of compare to how Street Fighter 2 versus Street Fighter 4 looks. That's original Devil May Cry to DMC. In some respects, it just looks more artsy, and I actually really liked the backgrounds, how they would change and kind of mold, and it looked creepy and demonic. It reminded me actually of Bayonetta, and really, except for Dante looking weird, the game was fine. The combat was stylish and fluid. There's 3 different weapons he had, and to me, the trademark of Devil May Cry is stylish and fluid combat. He can go from sword to gun to, Ifrit, the fists, and some of the other games where he had different weapons too. I was just pulling that out of my head for the first game. And that's, to me, the core of Devil May Cry. And they got that right. You can launch guys, you can grapple them down. That's what I thought was kind of cool. Kind of like what Nero had in the 4th one, of where you could grapple. I really thought that was fun, the possibilities that had. And they brought that back. There's a grapple to a guy and a grapple a guy to you, which I think is kind of cool. I'll get into that in a bit. But the combat itself was totally fine. I was launching guys, hitting them up in the air, pulling them back up, hit them again, fall down, shoot them in the air. And it was really fun. I could just see, just trying to make up fun combos, and I really liked that. And there's the left and right triggers, each one is angel mode, one is devil mode, and that's how you do the other weapons, is you hold one of those in attack, and devil mode you get like a big heavy axe, which breaks guys' shields or armor, which you need a couple times, and left trigger is like a scythe, which I think just hits a lot of guys. It seems like a bigger area one, or it's weaker, but it's faster. It was fun. I sometimes had trouble remembering which button to hold. And there were flying guys with shields. And the problem is the axe is kind of slow, so you'll grapple up to them, and even right then, if I hit the, hold right trigger and hit the attack button, he drops a little bit before he does the attack, so it didn't seem to break their shields very efficiently, versus a guy on the ground, because you have to hit him a couple times. So I didn't really like that. Really, it was only hitting the midair shield guys that I didn't like. Every other part was fine. Trying to remember which button, to hold which button to do the axe attack to hit a guy who had a shield and a group of other enemies. It's just kind of annoying because you want to hit all the guys so they don't hit you while you're trying to break the guy's shield. And the dodge wasn't as quick as I would like, or my reaction time was slow. Could be either or. It's first time playing it. That's something that could be adjusted to. The swords, the sword play was fine. The scythe was fine. The gun was fine. As stated before, I'm not really quite sure what the scythe's purpose is. The only thing that got me stuck is there's one point where it's like, oh, look, here's the evil camera that spotted you. And I had to kill it. And the lady had to tell me that I had to go up and kill it. I know that. But she's like, yeah, you go back and there's a platform. I'm like, oh, okay. So I had to walk backwards, which wasn't really spelled out in the game. Like, the cutscene shows the camera, but then and it shows the platform you have to pull out. But I don't remember it panning over to Dante, so I didn't know where that was. So I kind of looked up for it. But you go and it has a little marker on it, and you pull out platforms and then you can actually, so some you pull out with I believe it's the devil mode grapple, and then the angel mode grapple can grapple you to that platform, it's actually really cool. So you don't have to jump. You don't have to jump to every platform. Some you kind of grapple to, and I thought that was pretty neat. And I was able to get over to it without much trouble. And then he does a little stylish kill to the camera, and the platforming was fine. It kind of made me a little frightened just because I didn't want to fall in the pit right at the end of it. But and you would double jump, and then he also had a glide move, which was a bit weird to pull off. I think it was left trigger, which I believe is angel mode with jump, and he would do a dash forward. But you would do that to these platforms, and right when you land on it, it pulls back, in an effort to make either to extend the corridor, or it's as if it's pulling Dante away, so it's harder to escape. It was a little jarring because you'd land and it would pull back, and you kind of felt like, at least for me, I felt like I missed. I was like, whoa, did I just miss? No, okay, it's just odd visual effect. It was okay. I preferred the other visual effects to that one. Now, as for that jumping, excuse me, I felt that he jumped too fast the first time, so it was hard to really maximize the double jump. You kind of just had to hit it. Where most games I like to jump and then near the apex or a little bit, depending on if you need height or distance, you kind of wait till the apex of the jump or as you're descending. But this one, it was more like God of War, where I feel the first jump's really quick, so you kind of just have to jump. You know, you can't plan it. I didn't like that, and also his second jump didn't see it. He would go higher, but it didn't feel like a double jump. He didn't feel like he went very high. And the dash, it was also kind of, you just had to jump, dash. You couldn't like wait to strategic. So hopefully the jumps aren't too, like the platforms aren't too strict in how to land on them, because that could be a real problem with how tight he jumps. But other than that, I actually enjoyed it. I kind of remarked when I got up there, because I was one of the, I don't know, first 200 people in that day, and there was no one in line for it. Well, there was people on it, but there was one free station, so I got right on it. And I was like, wow, no one really wants to play this game. But as I went by it later times, I saw that there was actually a line for it. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess people are interested. If people can get past how Dante looks, whether they put an unlockable skin or maybe some kind of pre-order DLC where you get real Dante, I'm going to call him. If you can get past how Dante looks, I know it's a big thing, then I think Devil May Cry fans would be pleased with it. It felt like a Devil May Cry game. I'm not a huge fan. I haven't played all of them, so take it for what it's worth. But I felt it stayed true to the core from what I've played of Devil May Cry 1 and 4. And, you know, if people can get over the hate train of Dante, I think they would really like it. It's a stylish action game, reminds me of Bayonetta, and I thought it was actually pretty fun. Thanks for watching.